Ballard. If you're looking for anything rock and roll, jazz, R&B, this is the place to go. It has a long tradition and a history. I'm your host, Ethan Minsker, for the Great Record Hunt.
My name is Dave Voorhees, LLC managing member of Bop Street Records in Seattle, Washington. I started selling records out of my parents' basement in 1974, and then in 1979 I opened Bop Street, so it's been around for 40 years. It's been here in this area here called Ballard for 35 years. Ballard was sort of founded by Scandinavians back, I think, about the 1890s, and a lot of fishermen and a lot of wood. For many years, Ballard was just sort of considered sort of a sleepy town, a lot of, say, dive bars, a lot of the salt of the earth type of guys were. Now it's become quite a place for hipsters and millennials. Dan Peters, the drummer for Mudhoney's been in, Dave Grohl's been in, Mike McCready's been in, Bruce Pavitt, the co-founder of Sub Pop's been in, Matt Cameron, the drummer for Pearl Jam, was in here just about 10 days ago. In my old store, I had a stage, and I probably had 500 bands play there. You didn't have to be any good. You could just, if you wanted to play, you could play. I do have a local section, you bet. A lot of stuff from the 60s, Sonics, Wailers, Dave Lewis, that sort of thing. A lot of the stuff, the 70s, before, well, some 70s, but more 80s stuff before grunge came out. Maurice and the Clichés, Jim Bass Night, the Moberlys, that sort of thing. The grunge stuff just goes out of here so fast. Local groups are bringing in their records on consignment, that sort of thing. But I have about 500,000 records here. I don't normally put out any records that are scratched. The person can always listen to anything ahead of time, and I have a money-back guarantee on anything that I sell. These are all 78s here. I've got about 25,000 78s up here, and there are a number of collectors who still collect 78s. So I'm looking for pre-World War II, more blues and jazz, or post-World War II, which would be more like rock and roll, rhythm and blues. Starting a collection, I have 20,000 records on the wall down there from the 60s, 70s, ABBA to ZZ Top. But I put together a section that I call Classic Rock. It's 55 artists, pretty much based on Rolling Stone magazine's top 100 of all time. Here you go. The band, the Beach Boys, the Beatles, Chuck Berry, Dave Bowie, James Brown, the British, Johnny Cashway, Charles Patton, Scott Elvis Costello, Cream, Clearwater, Cross, Stills, Nash Young, the Doors, Ellen Grateful Dead, Jimi Hendrix, Buddy Holly, Janis Joplin, Jester Airplane, the Kings, Led Zeppelin, Boris Robertson, Tom Petty, Pink Floyd, Elvis Presley, Prince, Lou Reed, the Rolling Stones, Simon & Garfunkel, Bruce Springsteen, the Hoodie Roberts, Neil Young, Frank Zappa, Allman Brothers, Eagles, Fruit, Marguerite, Frank and R, Michael Jackson, Bill Joel, Elton John, Kiss, Bob Marley, Johnny Mitchell, Police, Queen, Santana, Talkie Heads, Sam Taylor, U2, and Stevie Wonder. So you can't go wrong if you start there.
Pretty insane.
Yeah. And if there's something that you don't find there, like Jethro Tull is on my wall, and Love and Spoonful, Mamas and Papas and stuff like that. 2001, I think I already told you. But a guy comes in, nice looking guy, younger guy, British accent. I said, "Are you a musician?" "Oh yeah, we're playing here tomorrow." I said, "Where are you playing?" "Oh, we're over at the Gorge." No, the Gorge is an outdoor amphitheater. You have to be somebody. I look at him, I say, "Yeah, who are you?" "Oh, my name's Colin. I play bass for Radiohead." It's like, alrighty. Looks around the store for an hour. Hour later, gets on his cell phone. "I got to get my brother and Tom right over here." 4 PM, Johnny Greenwood walks in, Tom York walks in. At the end of the evening, they bring up a bunch of records. 2 things. First of all, they put every one of my customers on the guest list +1 for the concert the next day. Kid A tour. "What's your name?" "Caroline." "All right, +1. Do you want to go? What's your name?" "+1, yeah." But then I said to Johnny, "Do you hit a lot of record stores in the United States?" "Every time we go to, we look for records. Your store takes the cake in the country." So that was cool too. That's a little bit of high praise there. People love music.